He's on. He's on.
Is he going to chair the meeting from Zoom? Is he going to chair it from Zoom? Is Travis on there? Phil's not going to be here and he's the vice chair.
Travis is on.
Okay. What about Hal?
Hal is on.
Yeah. Okay. So we have 3 on Zoom and Letha. So we have 4.
Hello?
We're here.
Jay, is that you? Okay, it's 4:01. We'll go ahead and open up. Chairman Rish, are you with us?
He is. It looks like he's having a hard time connecting to audio.
Jay, can you hear us? Okay, let's have a roll call to make sure we have a quorum. We have Ms. Letha Matthews as present. Who else do we have on Zoom?
We have Hatfield, Burge.
Jim Travis is here.
Okay. And Hal, you're here with us?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we need to get connection with Mr. Rish, and then we can get started once we have a quorum.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Now we can hear you.
Okay. It's amazing what that unmute button does.
Okay, the only person we have in person today is Ms. Matthews, so I don't know if you want to chair from Zoom or if you want Ms. Matthews to move forward or if you need help from staff. It's up to you.
I don't mind chairing if it's appropriate with the attorney.
That's fine with me.
Okay, all right. And if we could go ahead and get started, we'll have the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence. Jim, do you mind leading us, please?
Absolutely. I pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let us pray. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this opportunity to come and do the work of the city of Port St. Joe. We ask that you give us wisdom and guidance and lead us in everything we do. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I will defer to Madam Clerk to help me with the roll, please.
All right. So Mr. Rish, you're on the line.
Yes.
Mr. Kills has said that he was there. Mr. Burge is online. Ms. Matthews is in person. Ms. Minnie is ill and will not be able to be here. I do not know about Mr. Leslie. He indicated he would be here. And Mr. Early had a 3 o'clock appointment that he didn't think would be over before now. So all members are accounted for.
All right, very good. We have a quorum. We'll move on to the consent agenda, July 7th, 2020 regular meeting minutes. We'll take a moment to review, affirm, deny, or amend those minutes.
Motion to approve those, Mr. Chairman.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Carried unanimously. Okay. We have the first item. It's a plat approval, parcel 03072-002R High and Tight 2 LLC. Madam Clerk, at this time, I'll have to abstain from this this plat approval as I am a participant in this development. I believe Mr. Ralph Rish may be on the line representing High and Tight 2 LLC.
Do we have Mr. Rish on the line?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Jim? can you conduct it since he's having to abstain?
Yeah. I'll let
Chairman
you
Richard,
think.
would like for me to help out I can on this, try to move us forward. That way, since you have to refrain. What you have is High and Tide LLC is with a plat approval for 11 lots. The lots are run on a county road. All utilities are accounted for. Lighthouse Utilities will handle the water. City of Port St. Joe will handle the sewer. Staff doesn't have any issues at this point. We're moving forward for recommendation of approval of the plat. Any questions may be appropriate at this time for Ms. Letha Matthews to call for a motion, since our chair has, or anybody from the public that would like to speak at this point.
Jim, I can't hardly tell what you're saying, but if you'll entertain a motion, I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve.
I made the motion.
I second that motion.
Okay, we have a first and a second on the floor. Any comments from the public before we actually take a vote? Hearing nobody from the public. All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Motion carries 3-0. One abstention.
Thank you.
All yours.
Okay, thank you, Jim. We have a development order request, Gateway Phase 2, paper station. That's pages 12 through 29. I don't know if that was an endorsement or what, but is anyone here representing the Paces Foundation?
Yes, they are.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, we do have several folks here to represent.
Okay, at this time, whoever would like to come and address the board, please do.
Thank you, Board. It's Michael Bauer of the Paces Foundation. We have appeared before the commission in a town hall meeting as well. And we have modified our submission based on some of the recommendations. Turn lanes and the entrance and exit have requested, as well as added 4 additional units at the market rate to the project. And we did that based on the request of marketability to workforce housing. And that was the reason unrestricted for market to the project. So certainly questions, Davis, happy to work with the board and
Mr. Chairman, there were a few comments that were brought forward from the city commission a few months prior when looking at the potential of phase 2, which was addressed to left and right drive, which indicated they would like to see that done first, which was indicated. Complete the rehab of all the existing units. The second item, they said they would entertain potentially a 25% reduction in the impact fees once CO was given to the new 30 units, and they would entertain reducing the parking requirements because they are not completely met at this point based on the ODR, but they said they would entertain it, reducing it down from 2 parking spots per unit down to 1.5.
Is that staff's recommendation?
Yes, sir. Based on the direction we have from the city commission, that would be the items that I would recommend as far as a conditional approval to the city commission with comments back from the Paces Foundation.
Is that inclusive of the building department? Their recommendation as well?
Yes, sir, she is shaking her head, yes.
Okay.
Hey,
All right.
Jim, and the Pace Foundation's aware of all this?
Yes, sir, he's coming forward now. I'm gonna have him address these.
Yes, we believe all those items have been addressed and planned for. The discussion, we completed a storm restoration unit, 16 units, 14 of which have had final permits already pulled and completed, final inspection, excuse me. And there are 2 more that should be completed this week that will pull for finals as well. The only comment I'd like to make, it's going to be very difficult for the entrance and exit, left and right turn to be done at the beginning, but I would offer a proposal. The reason that is because this entrance was designed for a maximum garbage truck and smaller entrance and exit. And to do some of the site work, it will require a tractor trailer, and if we put the island in early, that would create a restriction for them. But I would propose a drawing that I have here on the sketch method that will show an entrance and exit in a construction type of entrance and exit in the same exit there it is now, if that would be satisfying.
Anybody else have any comments on behalf of the Paces Foundation?
Chairman Rich, just one comment or question for them specifically would be the turn radius to make sure we can still get emergency vehicles in there and trash vehicles in there. Is that going to be enough radius to make sure for a tractor comes in and out of the fire truck?
Yes, it was designed for fires, for fire truck and garbage trucks.
Anybody else want to comment on this? Well, I think the first phase has been an asset to the community, and it brings very much needed affordable place for our citizens to live. And if I can't make a motion, but I wholeheartedly support this endeavor. If there's not any other comment, I would like to entertain a motion to affirm or deny this project as presented and with the caveats.
Mr. Chairman, I couldn't hear the comments in the back because of the background noise, but if I heard bits and pieces, and if I understand correctly, there are 3 or 4 contingencies that the city commissioners may have placed on this. And if I'm correct in understanding that, if that is the case, I would make a motion based on those contingencies or all stipulations being met prior to that approval.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Burge. Do we have a second to that motion?
I'll second that motion.
We have a second from Mr. Keels. Any discussion from the board? There is no discussion. I'll call the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Ms. Matthews? The chair votes aye. I couldn't hear if Ms. Matthews voted or not.
Yes.
Okay. Excuse me. Okay. All right. That concludes that matter. Thank you very much. Okay. We have a, a special exception, 107 Bellamy Circle, David and Tina Whitfields. Anyone here representing the Whitfields? That's pages 30 and 32 on your packet.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman, they are coming forward now.
Okay.
y'all are gonna have to help me. I'm not very familiar with this process, so you just tell me what I need to say. But
Well,
basically, what I'm asking for is, between the 107 Bellamy Circle property, which is mine, and 109, which is to the northeast. I had a carport which attached to the house that was blown away in Hurricane Michael. I don't want to attach another structure to the house and to keep, rain from running into my windows or onto the house. I would have to build a freestanding metal carport structure that would be within the set aside between the addresses of 107 and 109. I've spoken with my neighbor at 109, at 105, and across the street. I don't have any neighbors behind me. None of them have a problem with that since I already parked my RV there anyway. And so I'm wanting to build it with, to be wide enough to park the RV in it. And I would have to be within 2 foot of my fence to do that.
Chairman Rich, I think what Mr. Whitfield is asking for, currently the size requirement is 10 feet. And what he's looking to do is to move it within 2 feet of the property line. So he's asking for an 8-foot special exception.
Okay, I don't have any issue with this because the neighbors are in your favor of that. And are you telling him, Mr. Whitfield, that the side neighbor you'll be closest to is okay with this in the letter?
They actually, I printed out a description of the whole project and had each neighbor sign it.
Okay, who's right next to you, Mr. Who's your neighbor?
Frank Rich.
Well, if the neighbors are okay with it, I certainly don't have a problem. You get back on your feet after being destroyed by the hurricane.
Hey, I do have one question, Mr. Whitfield.
Yes, sir.
On those posts on that, are they cemented in or are they freestanding?
This is going to be, it's just going to be set on the ground. They're on skids, and then they're going to be, I'm ordering the extra long auger anchors. The neighbor across the street from me had the same type setup, and it survived Michael. So I feel like
okay.
That
was my question. Just make sure it had tie downs on it. So I'm good with that.
All right. Any more questions, or would somebody like to make a motion?
So moved to accept.
We have a motion by Mr. Kills. Do we have a second?
Rawless Leslie, second.
We have a second by Mr. Leslie. For the record, Mr. Leslie's joined the meeting, Madam Clerk.
Thank you, sir.
Any discussion between the board? There is none. I'll call the question. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Carries unanimously. Thank you, Mr. Whitfield. Good luck.
Thank you all. I appreciate your time, especially during this difficult time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
David, are you
Yes.
leaving?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Okay, what else do we have?
The last time we had Mr. Chairman, Mr. Zach Farrell was here to talk to you today about a report.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman and the board.
Afternoon.
I was just wanting, I asked for a special exception. One meeting back? Two meetings back. I was I would like to appeal that decision and be asked if I could come to the next meeting to present my case. I was unable to present my case. I did not know what the meeting was. Basically, I turned in my form and my money, and that's the last I heard from anyone at the city. I didn't know how the meetings were being handled. I didn't know when the meetings, if we made the correct advertisement times. So I'm just asking to appeal that and come be able to present my case. I feel that everybody wants the same thing, what I'm trying to do. I just don't think they understand where we are presently, so to speak.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
can I make a few comments about this?
Yes, sir.
What it appears, everything was noticed and properly advertised in the paper. We actually had people that came and spoke out against it, saw it in the paper.
One person,
One person, you're correct.
an ex-business partner,
I don't care who it was, he's a neighbor in that area.
five blocks away.
Needless to say, he saw it in the paper, it was advertised. So, let me finish. And that is, what you're really not asking them is for an appeal. The proper way to appeal it is to appeal their decision to the circuit court by either a writ of certiorari or a complaint for declaratory relief. That's the way to appeal it. So I guess what you're asking them today is basically, if I start this process over again, re-advertise it, pay the filing fee again, would they be inclined to maybe reconsider their decision? That's basically what you're asking.
I'm asking that, but I'm asking, I don't say the paper and so forth. I get the Star on my phone, so I didn't see when the advertised date was. And every other municipality that I do work in, and it's multiple municipalities, they stay in touch with me about what's going on with my meeting date and so forth. And I just assumed the same with this. I didn't know I had to check back in on everything.
Kind of your duty to check back on coming up.
Like I said, every other municipality, I don't have that. I'm told, hey, the advertisements went correctly. We met them on time. Your date is this date.
What I'm simply saying is the mechanism to appeal a decision by the board, not to appeal to this board. It's to appeal to the circuit court.
Okay, well, I'm asking, can I resubmit them?
Yeah, well, you can resubmit it. I guess what I would ask them if I was you, so you're not wasting any time, would they really reconsider? You're gonna have a
Let me chime in here. I think what we're getting into is what's the proper procedure. He wants to state his case, and I hear you, Mr. Attorney. And I guess, Mr. Farrell, what I would say is if you want to resubmit it and be here and plead your case, I wouldn't say you shouldn't do that or couldn't do that. I mean, that's just if that works. But now I'm not an attorney, and I'm not trying to. Nobody wants to end up in circuit court or anything like that. You certainly resubmit it if you want to. But nobody's got the package in front of them here today. And if you came in, next month or two, whatever, and maybe people understand it differently, maybe not. But I have no problem if you resubmit it. Go out ahead.
Okay. Well, I'll resubmit and see y'all in a few months. Thank you.
Okay. Is there any more business to come before the board?
there's no vote. He's just gonna decide whether he's gonna redo it.
Can we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
All right. Second. All in favor?
Second.
Motion is second. Aye. All in favor? Aye. Meeting adjourned. Thank you.
You gotta get quicker on